everybody. Welcome to the Toy Lines podcast. This is episode 55, or as I like to call it, I Can't Drive 55. Um, for those of you 80s fans out there, I am back, and I'm Ian Westhoff, and with me, as always, is my good buddy,
Tommy Romero.
and we are back. Another episode. I had something I was going to say, and I forgot, Tom. Anything?
Yes, welcome back, sir.
Thank you.
We
Thank you.
missed you. The show was horrible without you.
Oh, no, no. I had a little sabbatical in Florida. Um, quite hot.
Hanging out with Mickey.
That rat bastard. I'd say more hanging out with in Batu, checking out the new Star Wars stuff. I
Nice.
got to fly the Falcon, which was very happy about. I got to go on Rise of the Resistance, which is
Oh, how
cool.
was that?
I'm in the minority. I think the Falcon ride is better, Smuggler's Run.
Okay.
And like people looked at me like I was crazy.
More
Uh,
interactive or just.
it's interactive in that you're supposed to go on a mission and then you get kidnapped. Well, no, not kidnapped. You get caught by the First Order, and then like you get taken, rescued by the Resistance. So throughout it all, the cast members are in character as like the First Order.
Okay.
So it's going like, and it goes from like the line or the queue to when you finally get inside, you're going on this mission. You go, you get your orders, and then you step outside and you step onto like a transport ship. So you go from in the building to outside to in a transport ship. The transport ship suddenly gets taken over by the First Order, and then these cast members are playing, even though their job is the same as, say, like counting people to put into the next ride vehicle, so that way they can keep numbers going.
Okay.
They're acting as the First Order, so they don't act at all like a Disney cast member.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so they want to be very immersive, like the Harry Potter universe. So
Oh.
then like the floors are like so shiny and polished, and like they got these First Order troopers standing there,
Hmm.
just animatronic, whatever. And every once in a while, you see their heads turn,
Oh, cool.
and
But
so
how
then
was the ride itself?
well then when you get onto the right before you're about to get onto the ride, um, this wall starts to like melt, kind of
Oh, cool.
like that, and then you see
Uh,
the First Order come in. And they're like, we're with the First Order. We're here to take you away. And you get into this vehicle driven by a droid,
hmm.
and basically you're going through uh, I don't know if we're Starkiller base or not, but
Oh,
you're
wow.
trying to avoid the First Order. There's a moment when Kylo Ren tries to stop you,
Hmm.
and you see his lightsaber kind of like come through the ceiling as if he's trying to cut through.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
it's there are moments when there's a it's an interactive ride, but it's also you're sitting in this little prisoner transport,
Okay.
and you're trying to get to try to get out of the First Order's base.
Hmm.
So it was cool. I mean, there was this moment when you're going in this room and there's these two giant AT-ATs, like I don't know, 60 feet. 60 feet might be an exaggeration, but like as high as the ceiling is.
Okay.
So you're looking up and you're like, holy crap, and it's just like you're taking all that in. Um, and I think it was cool. I give him credit. But when you get to walk through the Falcon's hallway, or the corridors,
It's
and
amazing.
and you get to sit and be in the pilot seat, and you know, just like your dream come true. That
Oh, yeah.
nothing beat that for me. That
The
and then I
first
got
time I went, I just kept saying it over and over. I was like, Mary, we're home.
it was incredible, like the detail, like the on the walls. Um, did you try the blue milk when you went?
I did.
Did you like it?
It was okay.
I loved it. Butter beer, if you go to Harry Potter, tastes much more like what you think it's going to taste, which is incredible. When you don't even know what it's supposed to taste like.
Like
You
actual butter.
well, it's buttery, but like
Ugh.
they describe it in the book, like a and it's been a while since I read the book, but you think butter beer, so maybe a little bit bubbly, maybe butterscotchy, like a little foam,
Okay.
and you just think in your head when you're reading it, it sounds great. And the first time I had a butter beer, I was just like, whoa, this is exactly what I thought it would taste like. And when it's cold, is the best part. Um,
Hmm.
the blue milk, you can get it with or without liquor. Um,
Right.
so I got the without, and it's a little thick. They People have told me it has a coconut taste to it. Or
Yes.
did you
I
pick up
I
on that?
I did.
I didn't.
But we tried the alcohol one.
The one with the rum.
Mhm.
Um, I thought it was so good. Um, it was hot too, so it was a nice cold drink.
Yeah, yeah.
A little too thick compared to consistency of the movie, which I really didn't worry about. I just really enjoyed it. It was delicious, and it was funny because I went to see one of my buddies when I was down there, and he's listening right now. Actually, I'm sure,
Mhm.
and he had us over for dinner, and drinking people were drinking iced tea. I'm drinking a Coke. He goes to his fridge and he's taking something out, and like I don't know why I said this. I was like, "Do you have blue milk over there?" And yeah, he had blue milk he brought home from the park. I was like,
Oh,
"Good
nice.
lord!" Yeah, he works in Batu, so
Oh,
he
well,
must have took some home with him. But it's delicious,
very nice.
and it is very interactive. For those who've never been there yet, it's just uh, you don't see Mickey pretzels and all that Mickey crap when you're in the other parks.
Oh, yeah.
They react as if they're on the outer rim or whatever. Even they'll say as far as money, they're not going to say it's $142. They're going to say it's
Right.
142 credits. We take Rebel credits, we take Batu, whatever it's called, and somebody actually came up to my friend when he was working and gave him um, I guess 3D printed Imperial credits
Oh, nice.
and slapped it on the counter to see what happened. My friend's like, "Yo, buddy, we can't take this. This is Imperial credits." And he said the guy just like lost it, was laughing and crying that he was just loved what they
He was
did. But
short. Oh,
yeah, so like they either the people who work there either really if they really know Star Wars can really enjoy themselves and
oh,
like my
yeah.
friend does, or and some of the people will really enjoy it. Um, but it was cool. Yeah,
Nice.
it was good.
So you had to mask up throughout the whole
Yeah,
time.
so it was I got there and the next day they started the mask mandate for
Mm.
indoors.
Okay.
Um, so the problem, this is what I found the most difficult, not difficult, but irritating was that you walk around in Florida and your face is sweating and you're just like, good God. And then you're going to go on like Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, which is an outdoor roller coaster. And they're like, you have to put your mask on
Oh,
for,
okay.
for the ride and while you're online. So you put your mask on and your face is sweating, and then you got this thing on outdoors. It's really hot. When you go to say the Haunted Mansion, and then you're walking around, you get to a certain point, you got to put your mask on. Your mask is still wet from the previous ride. So it's like
Oh,
putting a wet diaper on your face,
no.
and then you go inside, and it is nice and cool, and the air conditioned, and it's you wish you would just cool off that mask, but it's any indoor environment, you would have to take it, put the mask on. So
Right.
bathroom, ride, store, lobby of your hotel, of course, in your room, you can take it off, obviously. But it if anybody's thinking of going right now with the heat and the mask thing, I would think twice, just because it's really hot. I don't even know how the cast members do it.
Hmm.
And some of them they wear it nonstop when they're outdoors, and I'm like, wow, those poor guys.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well, welcome back. We have some congratulations to announce.
yeah.
So let's start off with the first one. Congratulations to Ethan Van Sciver, who not only reached his goal for these Cyberfrog action figures, but he's also surpassing it. So hopefully we can get more weapons. That head that I love, the one with the
The bee stinger.
the bee stinger going right through his face. So congratulations. And as you know, Ian, we, in conjunction with the Cyber Frog action figure campaign, we also ran a contest.
We did.
So the winner has already been announced is Cyber Mix Reptilicus is silly. So congratulations. Next year you are getting a free autographed Cyber Frog action figure.
That's
Thank you
awesome.
all to thank you to everyone that participated.
Yep.
And I'm excited we're getting Cyber Frog toys. I mean, that
Yeah.
was a big goal. And he's honestly, I'm thinking he's going to hit the 500,000 before the month's end.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's awesome. So if you missed out on the initial 30 days, it's been extended for an additional 30 days.
Oh, well.
So if you're waiting, don't wait too long. But one of the cool things, Ethan announced this, Big Bad Toy Store will also be carrying Cyber Frog action figures. So
Oh,
if you miss out on the campaign, you get a second chance at the apple.
nice.
Yeah, Big Bad Toy Store. That's a really great store. And then check this out. I'm so excited for these. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Power Rangers Lightning Collection crossover.
They
Now
are
these
awesome.
figures were based on the IDW book or I Boom Studios. I'm sorry. This was
Yeah.
based on the Boom Studios crossover between the Turtles and the Power Rangers.
You know
So
what I like the most is how Shredder looks.
yes, Shredder will be the figure to get in this line.
He looks
I mean,
smooth.
he's the Green Ranger
Huh.
who went evil.
I like the holes in the cloak.
Really? He
Yeah,
okay?
and that one it's kind of cool looking. Like, I
Because
mean,
McFarlane loves to do that to Spawn, and it looks too raggedy for me.
well,
But
and
that's cool
depending
though.
on the situation, like dude's got these giant claws on his hands. He's trying to pick up that cape. He's going to put a hole in it. Um, uh, as long as they don't go overboard with it, it looks nice.
Right.
And also maybe if they come with a separate one that is not full of holes, so that way you can kind of like switch it out. Like this one,
Yeah.
I don't see any, so it's
Well, I think his legs are covering him up.
oh
I could be wrong though.
yeah.
But yeah, this is a great figure. It's going to be the only one that's released by itself. $30.
Hmm.
Now let's talk about some turtles. Now here's the 2-pack with Donatello and Leonardo.
The interesting part is that Leo, whose bandana is normally blue,
Right.
is a Blue Ranger, and Raph is red. But
Right.
then as you see, he's with Donnie. That he's the Black Ranger. Um, so I guess the color thing doesn't go through with all of them. Like he's not in a purple suit like a Purple Ranger.
Right. Exactly.
But so it's kind of weird at first to see that.
Yeah, it is a bit of a shock,
I guess more from a
but
turtle's perspective.
I
If
mean,
you're a Power Ranger fan, you're
I
probably it's no big deal.
right. But if you're a hardcore turtle fan though, but so here's Donatello in his Black Ranger suit. Now his head sculpt I like.
Mhm.
If you notice, we're gonna get through all of them, but his head sculpt looks really as all of them they look really cartoony
Hmm.
like. So I mean, Donatello, I like. I think black and gold looks great on him, especially with that white sash.
Hmm.
I like the goggles. So this one, I'm probably gonna keep the turtle head on, as opposed to. I'm going out of order, but
Raph's mouth looks weird on this one.
yes, I don't know if he's supposed to be angry or just
Grinning.
happy, or yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that one at all.
His size look like swords.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool. I don't mind that so much. But that head sculpt just takes me out of it. I'm probably going to have him helmeted most of the time.
Yeah.
And then now
Leo looks
Leo
good.
looks he does. He looks too serious though.
He is Leo. I mean, it's
Yeah.
I think I like the sculpt. I like it. I like the look on his face actually. Um,
Okay. The
uh,
serious, ready for business.
yeah, and also whereas Wrath's mouth, yeah, look at that, and his eyes. It's kind of freaky.
Yeah.
It's like a peep show.
I'm hoping they improve it because these are only
Prototypes or something.
paint. Yeah, they're
Can you go
paint
back to Donnie
masters.
for a second? I just
Yeah.
want to see his mouth. All right, Donnie's mouth is okay. So let's
Yeah,
go
it's
back.
just the right amount.
Yeah, let's go back to Leo. And I like this the most so far. It's like that's personality wise, that's him.
Right. Okay. I
So
can see that.
I like that one. I think he looks cool just like that.
And here's Mikey.
Mikey, that looks right.
Yeah, yeah, that
Just
looks
like
cool.
they got that
He looks
one.
yeah, he looks really happy to be the Yellow Ranger.
They got everything right on this. His eyes for the expression, he's just like Pizza Nova. Yeah, that one looks good.
Yeah, I like these head sculpts way better than the Batman crossover,
Mhm,
if you remember that. Yeah. But here's something I really like. Here's April as the Pink Ranger.
mhm.
I love her head sculpt.
Her head
That has to
almost,
be like the prettiest April I've ever seen.
I was gonna say she looks more like a neutrino.
With the hair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
possibly.
I mean,
But here's what she looks like in the comic. That looks
okay.
really nice. At least in my opinion. That I think they really did justice
Okay.
to her in
Yeah,
that
it looks
head
pretty
sculpt.
close to the comic. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, again, this is a
So
test shot.
Splinter.
No Splinter.
Okay.
I've seen test shots. These are test shots, but there's also a version where she doesn't have the Pink Ranger skirt on.
So it's
So
just like the pants.
correct. It's just yeah, just like pink pants.
Mm,
So
I think
so
either way it works.
I am kind of curious to see how that's going to play off.
Like
See,
the
like here it is right here. She doesn't have the skirt.
yeah.
So
It's just it could just be removable.
possibly, but I'm voting for skirt. I think I think the skirt would complement her outfit and that head
Yeah, okay.
sculpt as well.
All right.
And there's them
You know what I
in their
really
back
wish?
poses with the helmet on.
I wish
With
they would show their shells more. I wish we could see a back shot of
it's
them.
yeah.
Not it just I don't know. It just kind of looks like their
I had
shells are so small, and maybe it's
no.
just
The shells are actually like normal size compared
okay.
to the bulkiness, and from what I've seen, they're all gold.
Oh,
The
interesting. Okay.
shells. Yeah. So Mikey is going to come with April O'Neil, Donatello, and Leonardo. And now Raphael isn't alone either. He comes with
Foot.
Foot
Who's this?
Soldier Tommy from the
Oh,
Power
I
Rangers.
thought it was gonna be Danny for some reason for the first movie. It kind of looks like him. So
No,
he's a foot soldier.
unfortunately, he's a foot soldier in this universe. That's right.
Mm.
And from the
It's kind of
looks
got
of
like
it,
that cartoon version style.
see, it's funny that you say that because a lot of people are going back and forth from the stuff I've been reading.
You think that is it the movie version they're calling it?
No, they're just saying like the humans look more realistic.
Um, I think his outfit looked very much like the cartoon. I don't know if I would. I wasn't really thinking of how he looked as a sculpt or anything like that.
Okay.
Um, I mean, Shredder looks so wicked here. He looks great.
He does. He
I mean,
looks
it's
like I say, he's going to be the key in this whole line.
yeah, you got the cloak, you got the helmet, you got the gauntlets, the boots, the sash. He just looks really cool. You could put him in any kind of toy melee, and he's gonna kick some ass.
Oh yeah, yeah. He can easily just fit right into
To anything,
any Power
Star
Rangers
Wars,
collection.
yeah,
Yeah.
or just you're messing around with toys and toy photography. No, does Danny, not Danny, Tommy, is that his name?
Yeah.
Does he come with a foot soldier helmet or mask? Or is it just kinda like
Yes.
the, okay,
He does
like
come
a
with a
full head
mask.
one? Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, oop,
Oh,
sorry
a
about that.
sneak peek there.
Yeah. So all the turtles are set to be released in April. The 2 packs $50. Shredder will be 30 single. Now,
Say the price again. Two
50
pack.
for the 50 for the 2 packs, 30
Okay.
for a shredder.
Okay.
Now, here's what I've heard. They're targeting an April release. By that, because the whole toy industry has been just shot with all these shipping charges and shipping problems
It's
overseas
interesting
and
you say that.
containers.
I was, not to get off topic, but when I was in Epcot, I was in the Japanese pavilion,
Okay.
and they have a nice store there that always had tons of anime and manga and anime figures. It was nearly sparse. They, I'm thinking it was from the COVID and things being shipped over. You know
Right.
that they didn't have as much merchandise out. So it's a good point as to what you're saying to bring it back. That you know, I think now we're going to start feeling that crunch
Oh
of
yeah, a lot. Well, a lot of companies have already been feeling the crunch. I mean, look at Super Seven with Thundercats. Now, Brian has stated that that's a factory issue, but eventually it's going to hit shipping. And from what I've heard, people are actually outbidding each other now just to get their stuff across seas.
wow. You
So
know,
you have somebody like a small company, and I was talking to a few people about this actually. They got hit with a bill for $18,000 just to ship it, just to ship product overseas.
wow.
Now, and that's $18,000 if they're lucky they actually have a spot. Because you get another competitor or a different company that's like, okay, well, 20 grand, I want that spot. Done.
Yeah.
So that's a problem, you know.
So what's going on with, like, not to get off topic, but what's going on with the Razor Crest? When is that shipping?
Hopefully soon,
Like,
next month.
I feel like we saw it and we were excited for it, and we're like, it happened,
Well,
and then they blew it up in the show, and now it's just like,
well,
did I?
PulseCon mentioned it. They showed the actual model itself, but
Okay,
yeah, we should be getting it soon.
okay. So you have to give us a review when you get yours.
Definitely, I can't wait.
Yeah, pile of
I,
dust, I guess, since it
I
got blown up.
can't wait. No, it's coming back. I'm telling you.
I
Everybody, makes fun of me, but it's coming back.
I can't see him in anything other than that. He has to have,
Exactly.
like, I mean, maybe he'll find a new type of that ship or a used type of that ship,
Right.
but
We'll
for
just
half
put
the
it.
season.
We'll just put a two on it. It'll be
Yeah,
great.
yeah, and well, yeah, Slave One. So I'm not calling it Boba Fett Starship. It sounds ridiculous. Um, this would maybe be Razor Crest 2.
Right.
So I guess for a while he'll be chilling with Boba Fett or who knows what. No, I'm sorry, the Mandalorians, because Fett's getting his own show.
Yeah.
I'm all over the place. Oh,
So if you're looking for McFarlane toys, Todd McFarlane himself launched McFarlane Toys Store this past Wednesday. So if you're looking for specialty items, Gold Series, 5 packs from DC Universe, one
that sounds
stop
nice.
store. Yep. McFarlane Toy Store. You can find it on the interwebs.
Interwebs.
Now, besides the comics, he actually has a DC 5 pack of heavy metal figures. So that was pretty cool to see. And then I don't know if you noticed because they announced it a week ago, but DC Collectibles is coming back, headed by Todd McFarlane.
Hmm.
So we're gonna get statues from McFarlane. We're gonna get
Oh
all
wow.
the cool stuff that DC Collectibles used to produce, but all under the McFarlane banner.
Oh man, if they do a Kyle Rayner in the original Origin outfit, you know, they used to call it the crab mask.
Right.
I don't know why they called it that, but and those gauntlets he used to wear, that would be sweet. because like the detail he puts into things.
Yeah, definitely. Well, DC Collectibles was always a great store to begin with. I'm although I am excited to see what Todd's going to come up with, him and his
It also
team.
makes you think though, why are they doing it? Is it because they don't want the responsibility of it? They just want it the yes or no, and not the running of the thing, or is DC
What do you
so in
mean?
trouble? Well, so like the DC collectibles,
I
they
think that was just because of the merger
okay. So it's
that
like
they got rid of it.
but so they're still obviously going to get a cut out of it. So they could just
Oh yeah,
probably do their
licensing
final,
fees.
yeah, and it's just like, okay, yes, go ahead and do that, no, don't do that. Whereas instead of like you running a whole division or company
Now here's my
for that,
question: did Todd approach them with it, or did they approach Todd with it?
probably either way. I mean, he's a
Yeah,
business guy, so I could see
that's
him
what.
doing it, but
Yeah,
it's also like they don't want to lose, let's face it, they don't want to lose out on money, but
exactly.
they don't want to spend the money, they just want the money. So it's just like,
Yeah, so
hey, you run this, and
yeah, so hopefully we can get Todd in here and we can discuss
yeah,
more of
that'll
it.
be an interesting thing to find out.
Yeah.
Eventually, somehow I'm sure the answer will get out.
So check this out. Galactus just reached its first stretch goal. The beautiful and apparently unknown to Ian, Frankie Ray.
That's right. I thought it was a
Frankie Ray
dude.
Nova.
I was reading over our notes. I'm like, who's this dude? Um, I did not know
No, not
Frankie
Richard
Ray.
Rider. Yeah, Frankie Ray, one of Galactus's long line of heralds.
She looks like Storm, just gold, but with like Johnny Storm colored hair.
Hmm, interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah, so this is basically just the female buck. New head sculpt, obviously, painted gold with fire coming out of her hair. So that's pretty cool. Although, if we look back at this Galactus photo, up on the top
Yeah,
right corner, possibly a Silver Surfer.
I was actually thinking. Oh well, now I see it. I see the board.
Yeah,
But I was thinking because of the thing on his hand. Originally, I was thinking Doc Strange, but there's no coat, no cloak or anything. So yeah, that does look like Silver Surfer. Because the
right.
you know what it was? The if that's the board, it's kind of blends into the shadow of his arm, and that's a good point you made. So that would be pretty interesting.
Here's what I was looking forward to because I mentioned it. Some other people mentioned it online. I would love to see a Norrin Rad figure. And one of the cool things with it, just like it, make a like doesn't have to be full size or 7 inch. Make a tiny Norrin Rad figure and just put him in the palm of his hand.
If Galactus Sand,
Yeah, I would love that. That I'd pay the $400 for.
that's how much he is.
400. Yep.
Whoa,
Yep.
how big
Taller
is he?
than taller than shoot. Oh, that's right. You weren't on that episode. He is about 36 inches tall.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
he's about the size of a tiny baby.
yeah. It's like they're gonna think it's their brother or something.
Right. Full lights. There's lights in his head,
Yeah.
lights in his chest. Comes with 3 different facial expressions.
Wow.
Although the skeleton one, I
That
guess you wouldn't
box.
consider that a. Oh, the box.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine that thing coming in your mail?
Yeah,
UPS
Snake
guy.
Mountain.
Yeah, yeah. It's crazy.
So let's get on to my favorite Masters of the Universe, although not too crazy about this new show. So here's some pictures we showed on People of Eternia Wave 2, the box figures. So here are, excuse me, here is Wave 2 outside the box. So here's Tila in all her, warrior glory. I'll just leave it at that.
Hmm.
So these figures aren't bad.
It is odd.
I finally got my Masterverse He-Man.
Her outfit
Very
looks like.
normal.
I'm sorry. Her outfit looks like a Knights of the Republic Jedi.
The whole thing does, even the haircut.
Yeah, that's what it really looks like to me. Like you
Yeah,
fix that weapon and well, you got Ray's staff, or you just that looks like a lightsaber handle.
exactly. So that's Tila. Here's Spikor.
It looks okay.
Yeah, I mean they're basically using the He-Man buck at this point and just doing what they've always done, just put different clothes and a head on it. So this is Spikor, and he's also coming with two different hands. So you get a regular hand and his spike hand. So now here's my favorite of the whole series so far: Man at Arms. He was the only character besides Evil Lyn I enjoyed. As much as a true He-Man fan could enjoy that show.
Mhm.
Man at Arms looks badass in this. I was talking to Scott Knightlick and I was like, "Do you think we'll ever get like maybe a what's the word I'm looking for? You know, I'm going to say excommunicated from the royal palace. So
Mm,
excommunicated Duncan, with the beard and the cloak and the
right.
hoodie.
That'd be
That
interesting.
I would love to see. But this line's for kids, so Scott's like, that's very unlikely.
Unless the sold when like the show was like gangbusters popular, that they were making toys off of everything. But
That would be cool. I mean, eventually,
yeah, like down the
you
line,
know,
they're like, we need a was that Beastman
this is Beastman. This is aged Beastman.
aged? What happened? Like,
No more magic on Eternia, Beastman.
oh well, I haven't watched. I only saw the first episode. His beard,
I love the head sculpt.
yeah, his. I don't know if you want to call it a beard or not, but it's. I like how they braided it like a Viking.
Yes,
The one issue I have with these figures is the way their elbows go to their forearms. It just throws the proportion out.
the double articulation.
Yeah, yeah. It just like if you look at his arm without the whip right now, it just
Right.
looks like so out of place. It
It,
just doesn't.
it's too thin in that middle where the joint is.
Yeah, and maybe it's just the position they pose them in, and at other times it doesn't look like that. But that's just it's
Well,
really
these
bugging me.
figures, yeah, I mean, they were sculpted oddly. Like the proportions are all off a little.
Okay.
Like take Beastman for example. I mean, he's got really long arms.
Yep.
Almost I can.
But that's okay if he's like part beast, then you think like, okay, he's kind of a
Right,
gorilla or
but if you
something.
look at somebody like Spikor, who's
His arms
kind of
seem kind of
you
short, yeah.
right,
But they still got that
it
elbow
just
issue.
it's just weird. Well, that's always. I mean, they did a
Actually,
great job on the knees,
he's got
which is pretty
like
cool.
yes, he's got like T-Rex arms there. They're too tiny.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but
why that may be why I like Man at Arms because at least with the armor,
it hides it well.
yeah,
And now also now that we're looking back at the Man at Arms picture, the one arm is covered in armor.
right.
That helps. The way this arm holding whatever that weapon is,
His
um,
mace.
this makes thank you that the way that picture was, it kind of brings your attention to the mace instead of the elbow. However, with the next picture you just showed, it doesn't seem as much. But what it really looks like to me is like here is this plastic arm, and
Hmm.
somebody took a knife and took a wedge out of it like a slice of pie.
Oh, right, right, right.
It's just like, hey, where'd my arm go? It's just so
Yeah,
weird looking.
yeah. I mean, another thing with this line because when they announced it, they said this is going to be part of classics, and again, I think Mattel's marketing just slightly went off because this is a great figure in my opinion. I like Man at Arms. I think they did an excellent job with this figure, but compared to classics, I mean, you're missing. There is some detail, but in no way is it. I'm sorry, it can't hold a candle to classics.
Yeah,
Classics to me will always be the number one He-Man line.
yeah, don't be sorry. You have your right. It's your opinion.
I mean, where's all the extra details?
Yeah,
I mean, you could see some of it on his arm, on
some
the
of it on.
armor,
Yeah,
right?
even
But
the back muscles and but the back of that armor plate, the back plate, you'd want to see something there, like a symbol or something. I'm thinking.
well, some of them had like a circle in the back, and then on classics, he's has like these two hooks to put weapons on his
Right.
back.
Right.
So that's pretty cool. Like Tila here doesn't look bad, other than the this is what present day Tila is now. But I I'm glad you brought that up because you're absolutely right. She does look like
A Jedi.
a Star Wars. Yeah,
Yeah, I would actually just customize it if I had that talent and make it a Jedi from like Knights of the Republic or
it's funny you said that. Joe
something.
Amato said the same thing
Really,
on his.
it just screams it to me when I look at it. It's
Yeah.
just everything about it. She's just really missing the cloak.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You know, that's how I look at it. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're gonna play catch up because I know Ian's dying. Oh wait, one more thing
Yes.
before we get into our next topic. So there's a couple of Kickstarters going on that have a lot to do with He-Man. So let's take a look at the first one. Share video. Let's check this out. Check those out. How badass are those? Those miniatures.
PBCs? A board game. Interesting.
The Masters of the Universe Clash for Eternia board game coming in September to
That's
Kickstarter.
pretty cool. I would like to see those figures painted.
Yes, definitely.
They look pretty good, I'm sure.
Yeah. And that's not all, Ian. So, from our good friends over at Four Horsemen Studios, so obviously you're familiar with Mythic Legions, their
Yes.
medieval line.
Mm-hmm.
So, check this out. They're getting in on Kickstarter as well with Mythic Legion Tactics War of Atherblade. It's a video game. Yeah, so let's check that out. Those orcs are badass.
So they made a video game based off the toys?
Correct.
Interesting.
And if you support the Kickstarter, you get figures.
Cool looking.
That's a part I love about these games. Full customization.
So that's a long trailer.
Yeah.
I, the interesting thing, it made me think of
So they've already reached their goal.
Oh wow,
So that's pretty cool. Yeah,
it
they
made,
only wanted 100 grand. They made 207,391. So congratulations, but still 24 days to go. Don't miss out.
the,
Head on
the
over to Kickstarter and join the Mythic Legion Tactics War for Atherblade.
the setup reminded me a lot of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Like the old role playing system. The toys of
The toys are amazing.
the toys. I mean, of course. I mean, like when the goblins and the orcs and all that stuff, and trolls. That's really cool. It's weird to see it
Here's
normally
what I
toys.
want to see. The
The moose.
moose.
I
I
knew
want a
it.
customized moose.
Let's look at that moose.
Make it happen, Four Horsemen. Customize my moose.
Let the elf ride on a moose. Um, it's weird that a video game is being based off these toys in a way, where usually isn't it kind of like a popular video game you get toys, but I guess nowadays it goes
Yeah,
both
we're in a
ways.
new world.
New world of toys, folks.
So I know you were dying to talk about this, so let's jump into it.
Yeah.
Last week, Hasbro announced Ghostbusters Afterlife right after the trailer.
Yes. Did you like the trailer?
I love the trailer.
You
Now,
have you feel a
here's
little
what I
better?
want to know. Is Janine the mother?
I don't know. I could see from Ghostbusters 1 the reasoning, but in 2 she was kind of like what Lewis Scully. So it's an interesting question,
No.
but if Janine's the mother, that means the grand Phoebe, who is his grandchild, would her mother should know that
Right.
that's the grandma.
Right.
So who the mother is, it's kind of weird to see Egon as a father to begin with, or a grandfather.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Um,
that's the whole point of Janine's scene. Like, she was just downplaying Egon.
yeah, it'll be a good mystery. I don't know if they'll reveal it or not.
No.
Um, Probably, but I thought the trailer was great. You know,
So, how do you feel about this? A terror dog that can walk like a human, a biped.
well, I do love the classic Terror Dog, but given that we don't know the plot, this could make a lot of sense.
Okay.
Like everything it seems is going back to my guess, Gozer and the dude who built that building, which his
That's
name.
right. You did see her hand pop out.
So I'm thinking this is somehow or related. What did they move the storage facility there? Did they? There's something about there. There's a metal camp, a metal mine
Okay.
that
Right.
has the guy's name on it. Something I can't think of the character's name. They mentioned him in the movie who built the Dana's building.
Right.
So why is he on there? All these things I think are going to tie together. So
Oh,
the
yeah.
fact that the Terror Dog is bipedal, I think there could be a good reason. And also, while I want to say right away, he should be on four legs, I don't like it. I want to hold my judgment until I see the movie,
Gotcha.
which is very mature and odd to say. Usually it's just like I don't like it, but there could be a good reason for it. Um,
Well,
and
here's the
it's
next
pretty cool.
generation. So
There's
here's the actor with the badass name in all of existence, Finn Wolfhard. I love that name. So this is Trevor. all suited up. And let's see his background. Average teenage boy. Trevor loves fast cars, reckless driving, cool adventure, and likes stuff.
Stuff,
Stuff.
whatever that means.
I have no idea.
So it looks like the Terror Dog is what the
Build a figure.
build a
Yep.
figure.
Yep. So the sculpt looks cool.
Yeah, it does have a
Yeah, the
resemblance to
head
him.
sculpt really looks good. Good representation. So now now that we're on the topic, how do you feel about like the next generation of Ghostbuster? Like I remember Ghostbuster Extreme, but I
Um,
wasn't really that big into it.
I think you can't have. I probably sound like a hypocrite because I'm against it for Indiana Jones, but sooner or later, the Ghostbusters aren't going to be able to do what they do.
Right.
And if you want to go by the movie, Peter was very much for franchise rights.
Exactly.
So it's kind of, again, it's kind of cliche, but it's kind of fitting that it's a grandchild of a Ghostbuster who gets involved. One might think originally it should have been Ray or Peter, but
Hmm.
since the fact that it's Egon, it seems to work well because Egon, of course, Hal Ramis has passed, so it's a way to keep Egon's character in the movie.
Right.
Um, I
So
know
plot wise, it makes sense.
it seems to make more sense than normal when they do these in a film, like how they did with Mutt in Indiana Jones 4. It's just kind of like it just kind of felt like, oh boy, it's this kid.
Yeah.
It's just like This one, everything seems like she
So
seems to have kind of Egon's personality. She might be quiet, very introvert, very intelligent. So
straightening out slinkies left and right.
yeah, that's it. So it's like you want to know more.
So here's Peter Venkman, aged like a fine wine, in my
Yes,
opinion. You
yes,
know, that's a good Bill Murray likeness on the head
pretty
sculpt.
good. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
they gave
And
him
I
more
do,
hair than he has, but yeah,
yeah.
Bill Murray's awesome though. So
Yeah, that's true. And check this out with to go with the wands, the I guess energy crackle.
yeah, I like how they made those. They have like the beam and the stuff going around it. It
Yeah.
looks like he's
It
got the
reminds me of the Mezco figures.
yeah, yeah. So I think we did talk about that once before.
Hmm.
The knees look like they got what the double articulation or something.
Yeah, that's standard now.
Yeah, but that's kind of cool.
Yeah. And now here's Lucky. Proton Pack looks great.
Yes, yes. The trap
They did
on the big wheels is pretty interesting.
the remote control trap.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is Lucky. All right, let's get a full shot of her. If I can find it. Oh, nope, wrong one. There we go.
There you go.
So there's a new female Lucky.
The purple beam.
And
Yeah.
oh, she was the first one.
Looking for
Looking for
trouble.
trouble? Head on down to Spinners, where lifelong Somerville resident Lucky and her friends hang out.
It's not much of a bio. They have that big
Yeah,
paragraph, and it's just everything's in a different language. It's like,
right. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed with the bios. I mean, maybe they don't want to spoil anything. Maybe it'll be different.
yeah, and you know what it is? We've been waiting how many years to start finally seeing these things, toys of Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Yeah, probably one.
So it's like finally,
Yeah.
show me more.
Here's podcast, who's covered in marshmallow.
Marshmallow goodness. The little guy down there.
I don't know. I'm still not used to them. I'd
Of
rather
course,
have the big
yeah.
one. So podcast, sure, he calls himself podcast. Sure, he has a podcast, but don't box him in. He also likes gadgets and battling with the mini puffs.
There you go. Don't box him.
Sure. Now, you may be wondering, where is Phoebe's figure?
Tell me,
So
where is
even
Phoebe's
though
figure?
so she hasn't gotten a full, package display like the other kids, but here she is in this promotional poster or picture.
Shot, yeah.
Now here's the cool
Hang
thing.
on. Here we go. Phoebe is available later this year in the US.
Oh,
Release
there you go.
date may vary by market. However, just because it's going to be released later, why aren't they showing more images?
Exactly.
So yeah, but we got one image.
So here's something pretty cool about Phoebe. She's wearing Egon's suit, just
Yes,
more
from
tailored to her needs.
from what it looked like. It looks like the legs, the cuffs have been rolled up, the
Yeah.
sleeves are rolled up, probably
So
a little
that
baggy on her.
yeah, that's a cool nod. Like if the movie's gonna have stuff like that, I'm all for it. So I'm interested in it.
Yeah, I don't really know much. I haven't seen any of Jason Reitman's films, but if he was there
Oh
when his
my god,
father
Up
was
in the Air
good,
with George Clooney, excellent movie.
okay, it's like I just have like high hopes for this movie, and like I know you shouldn't in this day and age do that, but it's almost like carrying on his father's legacy.
Yeah,
So it's really cool in a way. His dad made the movie, and these actors are everybody's passing the torch off, so it's kind of cool.
very cool. So, podcast. That's pretty cool.
The
Yeah,
headset, yeah,
the headset, and he's probably controlling the radio controlled
yeah,
ghost trap.
yeah.
Now, there's Lucky. I love the detail on the proton packs.
It does look nice, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we've seen him.
There he goes with the psychic cards.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
There's Ray.
Ray, looking pretty
Still,
good, Ray.
still running Ray's occult.
That's right. He's like, we're closed.
Yep. Head sculpt looks pretty good. I've heard people complain about it.
Yeah, that's a great profile shot of him.
Yes.
Now, okay, probably Tobin's spirit guide. First, I'm thinking for a moment Necronomicon. There we got Winston.
Winston, yeah. Now, his head sculpt to me looks weird. He looks
Yeah,
angry.
yeah. I get the classified paper from the movie when he
Yeah.
finds a job, which is kind of weird to have that there.
Hmm.
Um,
Well, maybe it's a memento for him. Maybe he kept
maybe.
you know,
Now, this shot here
the
is
group shot.
interesting. The group
Yeah.
shot. Dan Aykroyd looks like a Michael Myers in this picture. His toy.
See, that's what people are complaining about.
I
Dan
noticed.
Aykroyd's head sculpt.
Yeah, it does come off a bit odd. I would say Bill Murray and Finn are the best sculpts. Um,
Definitely, yeah.
but what I really wish they would have done with this picture is put Trevor and Phoebe in it, since they're I believe they're siblings,
Okay.
and with the Ghostbusters, as kind of like this Egon's stand-in.
Right, right.
But
Yeah, that would have been cool.
I'm
Or
sure
even
that's a
in
good
the
shot of
shot.
the three of them.
Yeah. Like I said, the Winston just looks angry to me. Like
Yeah,
he
no.
just
Well,
it doesn't look like him.
you know what? Even Dan Aykroyd's head looks a little too long, and it captures part of him, but not all of him.
Right.
Bill Murray's face, it's just really the eyes, nose, and mouth that captures Bill Murray. The rest of the head doesn't really look like it. So,
Okay.
no offense to the sculptors, it's not a perfect sculpt. Maybe they weren't allowed to get a full likeness, or who knows. But yeah, that doesn't really look like Ernie Hudson.
Yeah, yeah, kind of. Yeah, I mean, it's still a great figure. I mean,
Yes, yes,
it doesn't. I mean, it'd be nice if it looked like a good likeness, but
yeah.
it could be their interpretation of Winston. So
That's a good point. Yeah,
yeah, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. But yeah, so these figures will be $25 each and available in the fall, just before the movie's release in November.
I can't wait for this movie.
And some other good stuff. Why the Last Man,
Or
premiering September 13th on
why did they
FX.
make The Last Man with the changes they're doing to it?
Yeah, yeah, there is some controversy, unfortunately.
Here's what I think. If you have a good story,
Stick to it.
leave it alone.
Yep.
Do it. You don't need to change it.
Yep.
If you're gonna want a brand new story,
Make one up.
thank you. Just leave it alone. Unless the story has such potential and it's terrible, but there's potential for it, go ahead. But stop messing with things. I'm getting to the point where I'm not watching new movies anymore.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
I'm
I
sticking
mean,
with the
it's
80s.
yeah, yeah. I don't even. I saw Jellystone
I don't even know what that is.
recently. All right, so basically they took all the cartoony, goofy Hanna Barbera characters,
Okay.
like basically what they
Oh,
did with
Jellystone,
it.
Jellystone National Park.
Right, basically what they did with
Do they give them to kids or something?
Harvey Birdman.
Okay.
You know, they would take those characters. Now it's Adult Swim, so they aged the characters, put them in adult situations. Jellystone, they're taking it back to their comedic roots. Horrible show. A horrible show. I could not. And I love the goofy stuff. You know, I'm still a kid at heart. You know, I'll sit around and watch classic Looney Tunes and
Oh
all
yeah,
that stuff.
yeah. Because it
Horrible
has,
show.
because they.
Not funny. Just, I mean, they made the the must changes. Like Augie used to be a father and son team.
Oh yeah,
Now
yeah.
they're father and daughter.
See, here's the thing: is it
Just
that
make a new character. That's all
do
I'm
they
saying.
do they have a good idea for a show? Like Jellystone might have been a good idea,
Oh, it
or
would have been an
Harvey
excellent idea.
Birdman, the new version, might have been a good idea. And then they go, okay, that's your idea. Go away. You just give us what we're gonna do. They get a bunch of new writers in, most likely don't know anything about the characters, and they go, here's a little bit of background. Go
Well,
make a show.
they ignore everything that's happened prior. I mean, I didn't finish it, but I heard they made Jabberjaw into a
Mm.
female now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know why it's so
Isn't that
important.
the guy who goes exit
Just
stage left?
no,
Am I right? Who's that guy?
that's the cat guy.
Snagglepuss?
Is it? Oh yeah. I think
Yeah.
you're right. I think you're right. No, Jabberjaw was sound like Curly from the
Oh,
Three
the shark.
Stooges. Yes.
Yeah, what was that all about? Stupid. A shark on land? The land shark? I've
Uh,
never had a Barbarian
I
fan.
guess you didn't see Suicide Squad.
No, I saw
Which
the
by
commercial.
the way, since it came out this week, we'll touch on it later, but it's actually a good movie.
There you go.
I was not disappointed in it. You
Cool.
know, I mean, I I I got what I expected.
No,
You know, James Gunn's version of Guardians of the Galaxy in the DC universe. So, and I have to say, I'm not a big John Cena fan, but I thought he made a great peacekeeper.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. So, so back to why. Coming out September 13th, based on the Vertigo book by Matthew K. Vaughn and Pia Guerrera. So,
Exclusively on FX on Hulu.
yes, I've read the book. I've read the entire series. Excellent, excellent book. If you don't like the show, I highly recommend the book.
So you
It
know
is
why?
a fantastic read.
You know why that he's the last man, Tommy?
I do.
You do. And you
Hmm.
know what the Y stands for too.
Yes, the
No,
Y
no.
chromosome.
Actually, I did not think of that. I was
Yeah.
thinking of as in his name. And like, why not just spell it WHY? But I never picked up on that
Yeah. They also tell you why he's the last man
in the comic.
in the comic. Yes.
Yes. Which
Yes. You have to read this book. It
I
is an
remember,
excellent book.
yeah, I know I've read it. I know why he's the
And I will admit this on this podcast. I know it's not mainly, especially now that,
he
Kevin
cried.
Smith is. I did that last, they're the very last issue.
Hmm.
Spoilers. If here, fast forward like 2 minutes. Spoilers, 3, 2, 1. So the last episode or last issue fast forwards into the future.
Hmm.
Yorick is an old man. Ampersand's an old monkey. And well, I'll just leave it at that. They're elderly, and Yorick has to do something to make peace with himself and the monkey.
I haven't seen I haven't I don't remember. I mean, I remember reading it, but like the details I missed out a lot on. And I do like the fact that like he's disguised for a while was like the gas mask,
Yeah, that was
the
pretty cool.
cloak. Um I don't know if they're gonna make him a magician in it or not.
Oh, they have to. That's who he
He's
is.
a escape artist, like he was
Yeah.
yeah, definitely they should. Because he was doing a trick in one of the issues to scare off somebody to make him look like he was levitating, and
Right.
it was an actual trick that magicians do in order to look like they're levitating without wires.
Right.
So that was one of the things I enjoyed about the book, is how he put these things into
Yeah,
it.
they. Yeah, I hope they don't change them too much. I
Yeah,
mean, I like that's so weird. Like, uh, you think people are gonna shut it off because oh look he's doing goofy magic tricks? I'm not interested. I mean,
it
it's
was part of his
ridiculous.
character. Like literally.
Yeah, it has to be.
I'll probably catch the first episode, and I don't know if I said I wasn't going to watch it or not, but I'll probably watch the first episode and kind of like with He-Man. That's what I did, and if I don't like it, then
Right.
I'll skip it. But
Yeah. Well, I mean, this show's taken a while to get on air,
yeah,
so I hope they don't mess it up.
yeah, we'll see.
But here's something that will not be messed up. Straight from Rocketeer Radio News.
Yes.
This is all you, Ian.
Well, they are doing the Rocketeer Artist Edition IDW coming out at $150. What can you say? It's the Rocketeer. I don't think you could ever have enough of the original copies of Dave's work. Dave Stevens. I never met him. I shouldn't. I don't. I feel weird calling him like Dave because I never met him.
Mr.
But
Stevens.
Mr. Stevens, like his artwork is so beautiful that when they recolored it from the original comic, because the fades after time, the paint and the ink and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like you can still look at a drawing of his today and just be like, blown away. Um, I know I am, and I think a lot of Rocketeer fans are, or fans of
Oh,
Dave
no.
Stevens. You know, it's something. 150. Look into it, see, everything it's going to have or include. I would love plenty of sketches and stuff like that. So it's going to be. If you don't have a Rocketeer graphic novel, shoot for this one. I know it's a high price, but it's well worth the money.
Definitely. A lot of pinup girls.
Yes, he was like, I don't want to say he was the father of the pinup girl because it's been around forever, but he's well known for it. And I don't know really who comes close in that area nowadays. Maybe Frank Cho, but
Yeah.
I'm not really an art guy. I'm not an expert on that. So,
But you are an expert on the Rocketeer Radio.
oh, thank you, sir. Yes.
Brand new podcast. Just wrapped up season 1.
Yeah, and season 2 is coming soon. I just got back from the Rocketeer Radio road trip. If anybody's been following the Instagram for that silly idea, it was on my vacation. I decided to go to Disney World. Didn't decide we were going, but I decided to bring my Rocketeer figure, the San Diego exclusive Comic Con one, and just take random pictures of him in places in Disney World, but also with the Rocketeer relics that exist today, um, which the state of some is pretty sad. Uh, but it was pretty cool to see the stuff. Um, we have some great guests coming up for season 2, which I will not mention because I want to keep the surprise going. But I think we're gonna have an episode soon. Tom and I were discussing. I want to discuss the road trip and about the things that are still around in Disney and the condition of, which sad to say, some of it is not good. I mean, I think there's a wasp nest in the Rocketeer's helmet at PVC.
Ah,
I got
that's
a
terrible.
I got a picture of the wasp going into the mouth, the grill. I was like, jeez,
Wow.
yeah. So it's
Crazy
it's
times.
yeah. Get it together, Disney.
Yeah. So that about wraps it up for this week. So thank you to Brian Salvatore for intro outro music. Help each other out. Hashtag collectors helping collectors. Thank you to Scott Knightlick over at Spectre Creative. We are now on YouTube. Please subscribe, hit that bell, and tell a friend. join the
Okay.
conversation. What?
Tell 2 friends.
Yeah. And then they'll tell 2 friends.
Yeah.
Follow us on social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, all at Toy Lines. Thank you to our new followers, Trevor McGuire and I hope I'm not butchering this, Horiami. So thank you for subscribing.
Nice. Thank you.
Yep, I hope you're enjoying what you see.
Yes.
We are on all of your favorite podcasting platforms. Please subscribe, give us a rating, or do both. Enjoy our newest podcast, Rocketeer Radio and People of Eternia, now
I heard
on
that's good.
Apple and other platforms. For the latest toy reviews and toy news, head on over to www.toy-lines.com. I'm Tom Romero.
I'm eating my stuff.
Play with your toys. We'll see you next week.